Well, good day to all of our awesome following. We've got a very important update from THW I want to go over, and then I also want to give you just a little pre-training for our webinar tonight, Thursday, July the 21st. Remember, Thursday nights are, for me, they're our most important nights because this is where we're sharing with you mastermind type training, trainings that, we've invested tens of thousands in mastermind groups and trainings and courses and things of that nature, and we bring that type of training to you. And of course, these are things that we'll be sharing that will impact your THW Global business, but any other marketing business that you may have. 75% of you on a recent poll said that you were promoting other things other than THW Global. So we want to bring value to you, value to your business, and that's what we use our Thursday night webinars for. Let's go on, and this is to remind me to get to an email communication. Whoops, excuse me. Give us just a moment. Even if you can't make the webinar tonight, or if you're watching this after the fact, meaning maybe you see this on YouTube or what have you, after our webinar, pay attention to what we're about to share, okay? All right, so I recently got a communication from THW Global congratulating us for some successes that we've had in building the business, and then letting us know that we are a team leader for. I don't know exactly what that means. I think that means that there are some communications that we'll receive that maybe don't go out to everyone, and then our responsibility is going to be to share that with our audience. What I wanted to do in one of the communications, they address some frequently asked questions like payment systems. PayPal will be an option, and a lot of other options that are going to be available to you. But this is what I wanted to cover in this post, and then I want to tell you about our webinar tonight. So don't, watch all of this. They talked about, here's the bottom line. Let me see, give me a moment. All right, here's the bottom line with THW Global. They talked about it could take as little as 1,000 to 3,000 IVs in your area to start. Now, when you see that, you say, well, wait a minute, we've got 600,000 plus that are registered. Let's not pay attention to the however many people are registered. That's marketing. All right, that's marketing. The most important part for us to look at are the number of demographic surveys, which I think just went over 250,000. However, it's widely dispersed across the globe. There's over 100 countries, for instance, that are represented. The last numbers I saw in the U.S., for instance, were about 82,000 or so were registered. I don't know percentage-wise how many of those folks have actually taken their actual surveys yet, though. All right. Now, what they're talking about here is that in a localized regional area, because they want to appeal to national advertisers. So let's say if they were advertising in the U.S., national advertising would be something like let's say like pizza, Domino's Pizza or Pizza Hut or what have you. That's a national advertiser. But they also want to be able to appeal to local advertisers in a certain area. So for instance, I know that we've got quite a few folks in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. So they would like to have in Charlotte, North Carolina, as an example, a couple thousand, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 folks that are just localized in that area, because now they can appeal to some local advertisers as well as some national advertisers with the bigger numbers. Okay, they talked about that THW Global has been in advertising, the management team collectively, for over 100 years, and hopefully soon we'll hear more about the management team, who's behind it and what have you. This was sent to me by a gentleman by the name of Thomas Williams. Don't know who Thomas Williams is. He's got some credentials as it relates to what he's saying he is with THW Global, but don't know who he is. Hopefully we'll hear more about management, okay? They go on to say, many people who have registered, they want to start viewing now, and the bottom line is they have hundreds, perhaps even thousands of companies that are willing to pay $1.50 or more for a minute. All right. And so you think that through, excuse me, you think that through, if you go to Google and you search for a keyword like insurance, that company that's there with an ad might pay as much as $40 for a click. That company, a mortgage company, for an ad, when you type in, let's say, mortgage loan or refinancing or what have you, might pay $45 for a click. So certainly companies would be willing to pay $1.50 for a minute commercial to get in front of targeted eyeballs. But they talk about that, we need to have real IVs who may be interested in their products and services. This is why that demographic survey is so important. And so they say the bottom line is, let's highlight this. Here we go. The bottom line is we just don't have enough numbers as of yet. With only 230,000 at the time who filled out surveys as of today. It's just not enough. It will be up to you leaders to help us get enough to get the numbers. For some cities or areas, that number could be as low as 2,000 to 5,000 people. So let's take ownership of our local areas. We're not in the business to have people watch 1 or 10 ads weekly. All right, I like what they're saying here. We need for them to watch hundreds of YouTube type videos, each being 1 to 3 minutes long. So the bottom line as it relates to this particular post was, to me, this was vision expanding, all right, with this particular post. They talk about that THW Global is a target marketing advertising company. If we have 1,000 people in the area who love pizza, we can sell every pizza shop an ad to offer those 1,000 people a pizza that they make. If we had 1,000 people who love travel or take a cruise, we can sell many ads to advertise to those people. But those are small ideas. We at THW Global will have thousands of those type of clients, but many of the big clients will need to see 100,000 people who like pizza or travel. Of course, we are using pizza and travel as an example. However, just in the U.S., pizza companies like Pizza Hut, Domino's Pizza, and others have spent over $1 billion going after the $50 billion pizza industry just in the U.S. Yes, THW Global would like to be 5% of the pizza advertising business. So, again, we've not started viewing yet. We've got about 50 days as I'm doing this post until the timer goes out on the soft launch. So let's just keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it going. Now, what do we do in the meantime? What do we do in the meantime? And that's what I want to talk a little bit about that on tonight. Of course, we've been talking about the funnel blueprint, and on our webinar on tonight, we're going to spend almost all of our time talking about the funnel blueprint and how this blueprint, hopefully you've come to some of our trainings where you understand what a funnel is. If not, we'll spend just a little time reviewing. So even if it's your first time coming to our webinar, oh, okay, this is what a funnel is. I understand why I need to have a funnel. I'll also, for many people that have struggled, you'll see why you've struggled because you haven't had a funnel. So we're going to talk about the funnel blueprint, and we're going to be launching this funnel blueprint in the next couple to 3 weeks. Okay, and this is going to provide for you a right now source of income while we're waiting for the viewing. Okay, and the reality is, if THW Global is crap, we've been saying is it crap, is it gold? I certainly don't think it's crap. I think it's gold. I think it's gold. I just think that we have to exhibit a little more patience, and most people are not patient people. All right, so from that standpoint, yes, we want to view and what have you, but let's assume if she was crap. Well, if she was crap, the things that we're going to teach on Thursday night, you need to know anyway if you're going to have any success in any type of marketing venture. 75% of you are saying that you're promoting other things, at least that were on our webinar a couple weeks ago when we did that poll. So there are certain things you have to have in place anyway if you're going to be successful with that marketing venture, whether THW Global is crap or gold. Now, obviously, if she's gold, then that allows us to jumpstart the business or your business because now all of a sudden you can use your viewing income as a marketing seed. Whether or not that's the case, you need to implement these strategies that we're going to be teaching. And so we're going to be launching the funnel blueprint. The funnel blueprint is not new. This is something we've been working on for months and months and months before we ever heard of a THW Global. But we're going to lead in with the THW offer because it does attract a lot of people. All right, and we want to get people into your funnel. We want to get people into your list. We're going to talk about the funnel blueprint tonight. We're going to talk about not long after we launch the funnel blueprint, okay, which will be in the next short weeks. All right. The funnel blueprint will be launched before, well before the soft launch has ended. The funnel blueprint will allow you to develop multiple streams of income because there are certain tools and resources that you and others will need to build out a long-term sustainable business. And by having the funnel blueprint, you're going to be able to seamlessly generate multiple streams of income. So that's going to be one part of our system. And again, this is something that we've been working on for months before we ever even heard of THW Global. THW Global just adds additional buzz, additional excitement, additional major opportunities, assuming that she's gold. Now, not long after launching the funnel blueprint, right behind it, we're going to launch THW Mobile. THW Mobile. Why? Because a part of our funnel is THW, obviously, our marketing and training portal, which is the funnel blueprint, but then also our mobile marketing platform. All right. So very soon, after we've launched the funnel blueprint, we're going to launch THW Mobile. THW Mobile will be our mobile marketing funnel that promotes THW Global. So THW Mobile is obviously a play on THW Global. I want you to come to tonight's webinar so that you can start to understand. We'll spend most of our time talking about the funnel blueprint because that's what's going to launch first. There will be multiple income streams inside the funnel blueprint, all connecting the dots, all right? All designed to help you either build your list or bond with your list. And then obviously you'll begin to monetize that list because those folks that want to follow what we're teaching, we want folks with THW Global to not just view and, earn whatever they're going to earn. We want them to view and then their earnings become a seed to build out a long-term sustainable business, having the proper tools, resources, and paid traffic, paid advertising to build out their list. THW Mobile, when we really introduce that to you, it could be, I could build my entire business around THW Mobile. All right. Now we are saying THW Mobile. The fact is, we got a mobile marketing platform. We could hook that platform up to anything. All right, I could hook that platform up to Amway. It could be Amway Mobile. I could hook that up to Mary Kay. It could be Mary Kay Mobile, okay? We're going to hook it up to THW, all right? But the backbone of the system, and it has its own unique, extremely compelling compensation model. I won't cover that today. But my whole point is, if you will follow, I promise you, we will lead. So here's where we are, and then we'll round third, okay? Here's where we are. We've been working on the funnel blueprint. We've been working on the mobile marketing system. I've been in a beta test with the mobile marketing system for almost 3 years, okay, for almost 3 years. And last Thursday, when we were on our webinar, I got a call from our programmer saying, hey, I need you to jump on this call with me because we're about to release the mobile platform to the public. And so, again, this is something that we've been working on. Really, I've been a part of for almost 3 years now. And so now this is coming to the public. If we didn't have anything else to promote, if there was no THW Global, of course, we wouldn't call it THW Mobile if there was no THW Global, but if there was no THW Global, the income stream that you'll ultimately learn about with THW Mobile would stand all on its own. And you could develop a 6 to 7 figure enterprise just from that. Now, what we hope is that THW Global will be gold, because that will just allow us to jumpstart more people's businesses by them being able to view, earn income, and then use that income as a seed to have the tools and the resources. THW Mobile is going to be a tool and a resource and a compensation system all on its own, which again, I could build my entire business just around this mobile marketing platform. So I want you to come on the webinar so that you can start to understand the funnel blueprint. We're going to launch that first. 2-3 weeks, we should have that launched. Okay. Then immediately after we launch the funnel blueprint, meaning like a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, we're going to be launching THW Mobile. Okay, and so those will be two major resources that will have income streams tied to them. That, you know, in the next few short weeks, 3-4 weeks, you'll be able to start generating some revenue even before we start viewing with THW Global. Okay, I want you to get that. I want you to get that. All right, I want you to get that. All right, so here's what you want to do. You may be watching this after the fact, and so maybe you missed the live webinar, or maybe you can't make the live webinar. You're watching it in time, but you can't make the live webinar, or you make the live webinar and you want to see it and hear it again. Make sure you've opted into our webinar list, THWGlobalWebinar.com, THWGlobalWebinar.com. Any replays we're going to send to this particular list. And I will say this as a round third here. I typically send out an email post 5 to 6 days a week, Sunday through Monday, or I'm sorry, Sunday through Friday, sometimes Monday through Friday. Over these next couple of weeks, you know, we may have a day or two that we don't send out a post, only because so much of our attention and focus is on launching the funnel blueprint, number one, and then immediately after that, launching THW Mobile. Okay, so I know, for instance, we've got a whole bunch of people that have asked us questions and emails and what have you. Those are, right now, I'm sorry, those are just piling up because our focus is on getting things launched for our audience. Again, we want to get these things launched even before the viewing starts. It creates revenue, potential revenue streams for you right now. You know, once those things launch in the next couple, 3 weeks, and then THW Mobile thereafter. So those will generate very healthy, potential healthy revenue streams for you. And the thing is, you'll get a chance to understand how those systems work, so that when the viewing does start, you already have a command on how these systems work, so that you can really launch forth and build your business. Okay. All right. So with that being said, we love each and every one of you, and we look forward to seeing you on the webinar on this evening. Let's change the world together, starting with yours.